Have you ever had to turn down the music so you can see where you're driving? In this lesson, I was introduced to that while flying in the form of task saturation. But first,
I'm going to let you take off. Just make sure that you're mentally prepared. If I need to take over, I'll take over the aircraft. But shouldn't have to. Lexington Tower, Skyhawk 61622, ready for takeoff, ready for departure, runway 27.
Lexington Tower, Skyhawk 61622, ready to depart at runway 27.
61622, Lexington Tower, flighting 270, runway 27, cleared for takeoff.
270, runway 27, cleared for takeoff, Skyhawk 61622. Alright, so this is where I like to incorporate one last flow to make sure everything that I did is what I want it to be at. Just one last way to verify yourself before you take off. This is where I like to do it, is right out onto the roll. Even though you just ran the checklist, it's just one way to double check yourself. Okay, so we're going to line up on center line looking for a 270. That works for me. We're going to line this guy up to 270, which, is that accurate for you right there?
Yep, that's accurate.
Right. So we're going to go full power. We're looking for airspeed alive, oil pressure, temperatures in the green. Ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. So if your nose starts swinging to the left, you're just going to need a tad bit of right rudder.
the aircraft tends to pull to the left as you take off, so sticking to the center line was all about pushing on the right rudder pedal with my feet with just the right amount of pressure.
Looking really, really good.
And at 65.
Alright, bring that nose up.
Push departure up to 3215.
There you go. Now we're going to climb that at 80 miles per hour. Don't stare inside. Alright, do you remember those towers I like to use as a reference? You're just going to fly to those towers.
They are much easier to see today.
One hand on that throttle. So, look, do you see the ball is kind of swinging to the right?
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to need some right rudder there to center that out. Notice that today is nice and calm. We can actually climb the aircraft really well.
I'm not talking to him.
Yeah, it is a nice morning for sure.
It is beautiful. So smooth.
So, the steps to leveling off: pitch, power, trim. So first, we're going to pitch down right now. We're going to pitch down, hold level. Now we're going to hold off on that power. Not yet. We're going to wait for our speed to build up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, bring power back to 2,300 RPM. Okay, there's 23 now. I want you to trim away all the pressure.
Morning departure, Chrono 72, 1800.
Notice how nice and not bumpy it is. There is a little bit of haze. Haze makes things seem like they're further away than they actually are.
Yeah. I feel like it's gotten hazier very quickly coming out of the city.
Might be.
Oh, that's got to be a big distillery down there.
I wouldn't doubt it. What? Distillery in Kentucky?
I know, right? You see those big warehouses like that covered in the black fungus.
The first task for the day was to do some more steep turns, turning with 45 degrees of bank while holding altitude. My first one wasn't so hard.
So now that we got that practice one out of the way, we can do a real one.
We did a few more much cleaner turns before setting up for some slow flight to practice approaches. This is where I learned about task saturation.
What's 8 times 8?
Oh, don't put me on the spot like that. 64?
Notice how hard that was?
Yeah.
That, sir, is called task saturation. We got more important things going on right now than silly math problem.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, it's such a funny thing. With us being in slow flight configuration, this is also kind of the same configuration that we would use for a power off stall, which is what we're going to do as soon as we get to 3,500 feet. Power off stall, we're in the landing configuration. We're trying to land, and for whatever reason, we stalled the aircraft. Well, it's not for whatever reason. There is a reason for it. The definition of a stall is you exceed the critical angle of attack, which can be done at any airspeed. You exceed the critical angle of attack, bam, your wings are no longer producing lift. So, how do we initially break the stall? Well, if you exceeded the critical angle of attack by pointing too far up, first things first, to break the stall,
No,
just come down. Just come down. So that's the step to stall recovery is each and every time. First step is always pitch down. Now it doesn't mean push the nose down. It just means release the back pressure.
Yeah.
Same input, different levels of intensity, I would say. So first things first, you're going to release that back pressure. Next thing, I'll power off stall. Power car beat. So now we can start gaining some airspeed, some lift. Power car beat, and then flaps immediately go from 30 to 20 degrees. Immediately. Reason being, you have all this drag in there. You will not climb at 30 degrees of flaps. You just won't. It's not possible. Alright, so we'll use that same water tower as our reference point. First things first, we're going to slow the aircraft down into our landing configuration. So we're going to slow down here. Power comes out, car beat comes out. Under 100 miles an hour, flaps can come down. 1, 2, 3. My nose is going to come up, so I'm going to release that back pressure not to let the nose rise. I want to hold about 3,000 RPM or 3,000 feet while I do this. 1, 2.5. There's my 20. Looking for 3,000 feet. And 1, 2. There's 30 degrees of flaps in 3,000 feet. I need to add about 100 RPM so I don't descend lower than I want to be. And now we're in landing configuration. The plane's ready to land. First things first, we're going to establish a descent rate. We already did clearing turn, reference point, altitude, my course. I can't really see what your course is, but I don't need it. I'm using that. Establish a descent. This is where everyone likes to forget.
Juliet level.
You have to simulate that you're descending. So you look, you see that our plane is coming down. I can see it on the vertical speed indicator that tells me we're descending. Now we go power idle, and we're just sitting here waiting for this plane to stall. The further, and we're holding our nose up, so our speed slows down. The further above the horizon our nose is, the more aggressive this aircraft is going to react. We're sitting here, we're sitting here, we're sitting here, one hand on the throttle, we're waiting, we're waiting. We're waiting, come on. And eventually the plane's going to stall, we're going to go power, car beat, flaps 10 degrees immediately. There's our stall. Power, car beat, flaps to 20 immediately, and I gave you an airspeed, we're going to say 70 miles per hour. There's 70, right rudder, flaps 1, 2, 10, continue, and 1, 2, and a half. So, one thing I should have kind of mentioned there, each and every time that you take the flaps out, you unlock a level of airspeed, and you can trade that airspeed off for altitude.
It's amazing how long it takes for it to stall. I was watching the airspeed. I know you said look outside, but it's interesting how slow it goes before it stalls.
Yeah. You do get a lot of warning that it's about to stall.
Yeah, well, it screams at you for a while.
Yes. That's power off. That's simulating that we're coming to land. And do you remember pitch for airspeed, power, altitude?
Yeah.
Not independent. It's simulating that you ignored your power. You're just trying to pull back and make the runway. I'm trying to make the runway, trying to make the bam, stall.
Alright,
Your goals. Yours. Okay, so let's set us up for power off stall. So we're going to bring that power back to about 1700 RPM. And we're going to try to hold 3,100 here. So power back, and then car beat comes out. Car beat comes out, bring that nose up, and we're under 100 miles an hour, so let's go 10 degrees of flaps. You might need more power. I might have messed you up there.
Oh, yeah. And with the car beat coming out.
Yep.
1, 2.5.
Yep. At about 300 RPM here. And now add your next notch of flaps.
1, 2.5.
There you go.
Another half.
Alright, now 2.5 here. One more time.
1, 2.
Alright, so now that we're here, we're trying to stall the aircraft. We're trying to make the runway, not stall the aircraft. We're trying to get to the runway. Oh, we're going to pull power idle. Now, you don't need to look inside at all anymore. Stare at that point. Don't let our speed build up. I want you to pull this nose and match this nose to that water tower. So I want you to hold this nose right here. You're going to need more and more back pressure as our speed decreases. So keep pulling back. Keep pulling back. Now start thinking about the next steps. Gonna be your pitch, power car beep, and your laps.
Flexion approach, Cheetah 9
No more inside.
Cheetah 9592, uniform launch approach. Flexion approach, Cheetah 9592, uniform. I'd like to go ahead and activate my VFR flight plan.
Alright, you stalled.
No, 905 uniform, roger. If you put one in with flight service, that doesn't put one into the system for us. I'll just type it in here for you. Where are you going to? I'm going to Rensselaer, Indiana. The code is Romeo Zulu Lima.
You notice how far your nose pitched down?
Uniform squawk.
Yeah. You don't want it that far down. With this maneuver, you're already close to the ground, so you should only need about 10 degrees under the horizon. Nothing more than that. I'm going to set up for a power on stall. We just took off the airport.
Romeo takeoff course.
And for whatever reason, we are not paying attention. We're not paying very much attention. I'm going to use a cloud. Clouds are easier here.
126.
Because we're going to be pointed up. It's really hard to describe, but you see the level of cloud, and there's like one tiny little poof that comes up. So right at our 12 o'clock, it's like a pretty consistent layer, but there's a tiniest little poof. That's what I'm using as my reference point. So, what did we rotate out of? What did we rotate? What was our airspeed that we took off?
65.
Yep, so that's what I'm getting at. That's where I'm waiting. I'm slowing the plane down to 65. Bam. Now, two things happening at the same time. Full throttle and right rudder. I want you to follow me on that, okay? Full throttle, right rudder, and pitching. Those are three things. But those three things happen at the same time. I'm bringing my nose up and I'm holding it there. Rudder is what's keeping my nose aligned. I'm not looking inside anymore. If I let go of the rudder, you see where my nose goes?
Yeah.
And if I put too much rudder, you see where it goes?
Yep.
So we're going to hold right here. Alright, waiting. Okay, there's my stall. Bring the nose down right about here, build up that airspeed, and we climb away. So, the difference between a power on, power off stall
230 Whiskey Juliet.
when it comes to maneuvers
124.2.
is
We'll see you later.
power off stall is easier to get into, more steps to get out. Power on stall is harder to get into, easier to get out. Put it in the pocket.
There it goes. Had a little shower.
Oh, gotcha. This is looking really good.
Flag 610 approach. Good morning, Falcon 529 Kilo Golf 9000. Descending 8000 with information. Golf.
November
That rudder?
5 Kilo Golf, Washington approach. Good morning. It is Hotel. What current? Just a bit ago. Winds 180 at 4. Altimeter 3009.
I'll help you out.
Copy. Thank you. 529 Kilo Golf. Grab Hotel.
My controls.
Your controls.
For some reason, the first power on stall with the wing dropping unexpectedly had left me a little zoned out, and it's funny watching this video back as I edit, as I can see how far behind the aircraft I was and all of the instructions that I missed. It wasn't until we started our approach into the airport that I finally got back into the zone.
No, we're really wrong. Less rudder. So you stare outside, no inside. I'll help you out here. Alright, there you go. Push forward, good. Now, not that much. Okay, climb out. I'll take it. Flex approach, Skyhawk 61622.
Number 6162, Lexington.
Skyhawk 6162, we have hotel. We're looking to come back in for a full stop, please.
Number 6162, you're going to be number 2 for the field. Proceed for the right base 22.
Proceed for the right base, runway 22, Skyhawk 61622.
It's amazing how quickly everything got away from me there. You know, I felt I was a little overwhelmed from still doing the power on stalls, and then it's like, and get level 10 this way, and then, you know, focusing on that, totally missed all the ATC stuff. Yeah.
Task saturation.
Yeah.
The more you do things, the more, well, I guess the better that you're going to get at it. And so it'll get to a point where everything you do becomes so automatic. Okay, think about it like driving. Back when you were first learning how to drive, you used to think, oh, I need to do this much input, I need this much gas, this much brake, to the point where now it's automatic. And so eventually that's what flying is going to get to. It's going to be to a point where everything's automatic, where you don't have to use that much brain power to do things. Alright, so today I'm going to have you, you're going to set us up to land again.
Number 622, you won't catch him now. Enter the right base, runway 22, contact tower 119.1. We'll see ya.
Enter right base, contact tower 119.1 for Skyhawk 6162. Have a good day.
Good day.
Enter the right base. This is something you don't know yet. Traffic patterns. Right base is not standard.
Helicopter 40
it is what it is.
behind that
power
traffic.
back to
Landing at
1500 RPM and car B coming out, please.
200
Flaps 10 degrees as well.
2003, landed the ramp and behind the traffic coming inbound for 284 your pump.
Flex Tower, Sky 62 on the right base 22. Alright, under 100, keep me under 100 miles an hour. Your flaps are going to help you with that. Alright.
November 61622, Lexington Tower. Wind 200 at 3, runway 22, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 22, first Sky 6162, and we're parking West Lex. Give me 20 degrees of flaps, and keep this power setting, and keep this airspeed as well.
1, 2, and 3.5. Oh, too much.
Alright, so keep me actually go 85 miles an hour here. We're really slow.
Yeah.
Notice how we're still losing altitude
November
because they're not independent of each other.
Kilo
Remember
Golf,
that?
turn
Alright, we always look to our opposite side, make sure that nobody's coming
Tower,
down.
November 26471 is ready for takeoff, holding
Keep
short
me
of
at 85 miles an hour. When we make this turn, I want you at 80, okay? Alright, start your right-hand turn and time it so we don't overfly.
Okay.
Wind 200 at 3, fly runway heading, runway 27, cleared for takeoff.
Good job on your airspeed. We overshot it a little bit.
Fly runway heading and 27 cleared for takeoff, November
Alright,
26471.
go 30 degrees of flaps, 80 miles per hour, no slower than 80. 30 degrees, 80 miles per hour. Ooh, I got
Too
you.
much. Okay.
Alright.
No slower than 80.
Alright, so add 100 RPM here. Because the lights aren't saying it, but I'm saying that we're going to blow past our point. Add 100 more RPM. There we go. This is looking like we potentially make the runway. It's iffy, right? So let's add 100 more. Remember, that nose is only for your airspeed right now. So add 100 more RPM. Add one more 100. There we go. Do you see how it's carrying us to the runway? Add one more 100.
Now a good time to trim, or should I just fly the plane?
You can trim a little bit if you're quick. Alright, so we're not going to climb. We're just going to hold level here, okay? Add 100 more. Notice how that power is getting us to the runway?
Yeah.
Instinctively, you tried to pitch first. Alright, so now we start working it out. So start bringing that power back to idle. Not yet, not all the way, but slowly to idle.
Okay.
Slowly to idle, all the way out. All the way to idle now. Alright, my controls. Fine. All the way out to idle, but I do want you to follow along here.
Okay.
I'm sitting here, 10 feet above the ground. Wow, this... Someone put in work on this center line, huh?
November 471, contact departure.
And we show off, keep our nose up.
471.
November 622, say parking.
Westlake 62.
November 622, turn right when able, right on Bravo, contact ground point 9er.
Right on Bravo, contact ground point 9er, Sky 6162. Have a good day.
You too.
Lexington ground, Skyhawk 622 is runway clear of runway 22, ready to taxi to West Lex.
Sky 6162, Lexington ground, taxi ramp via Bravo Golf Foxtrot. Have a good day.
Bravo Golf Foxtrot, West Ramp.
Bravo Golf Foxtrot to West Ramp, Skyhawk 622.
Alright, your controls.
Back at the airport, it was time to put another $45 worth of fuel in and leave the aircraft for the next flying club member. If you want to see the next lesson or follow along on the journey to getting my license, make sure you subscribe to the channel.